Cheers, everybody. Happy Husband Appreciation Day. Did you know that's a thing? It is. And although I think all these made-up holidays are a little goofy, they do give you lots of inspiration for broadcasts like this. So on this beautiful Saturday, I'm working on some new workouts for expecting moms, which is why I am a bit sweaty. But I thought I would take a quick break and give you 3 tips for a happier marriage. Now, that does not mean my marriage is perfect, but I have been married for 13 years-ish, and I have been with my husband for 18 years. And you rarely see him on social media because he is not a social media guy and prefers for me to not involve him in my social media happenings. But I can share you some tips that I feel like have really worked for me, especially I would say since becoming a parent, or since we become parents. Number 1, and if that's something that you agree with, anything that I mentioned that you agree with, please leave a comment in the section below or share this with your other mom or parent friends if you find these tips helpful. Whether you're watching this on YouTube, which I will post later, or on Facebook now or in the replay. Okay, are you ready? Tip number 1, I'm going to share a link to this lifesaver in the broadcast, just making sure I can see it up here, is to know your spouse's love language. Anybody know that book, The 5 Love Languages? I'm going to put it right here. 5 Love Languages. It's a great book. Now, if you don't want to read the book, because you just don't have time, but you want some really valuable info, I think if you go to the websites or just like Google 5 Love Languages quiz, you can take a quiz and you can figure out pretty quickly, you won't get all the details that the book has, but you can figure out pretty quickly what your love language is and then what your spouse's love language is. My girlfriend mentioned this to me a few years back. She had actually done it for her kids. She'd done it for her husband too, but she'd done it for her kids too because she was having some issues with one of her daughters, and she said it was a game changer for her. And for me, it's just been really helpful to kind of keep it in the back of my mind so that when we're having an argument or a disagreement, to understand why it's happening and to understand what he needs more from me, and then to remind him what I need more from him. Because I think sometimes you think it's about something that it's not, right? Sound familiar? But I think when you know each other's love language, so for instance, one of the love languages is like physical touch, which I think it is for a lot of men, right? They don't need you to necessarily do things for them, which is what I love. Like, I want somebody, it's not about gifts, but I want somebody to just take out the garbage without me asking them to, or to do things that make my life a little bit easier without me nagging, right? So my love language, I forget what the exact wording is, but is, it's like tasks or something along those lines. But there is a physical love language too, which is, could be hugs, could be kisses, could be sex, could be whatever. So I think knowing what your partner's love language is going to be a real game changer if you don't already know, and just keeping that in the back of your mind. So that's number 1. Number 2 for me, it's been something I've been working hard at, and it's partly because it's part of my husband's love language too, but is saying thank you more. And I just did this really recently because right now I'm working on more pregnancy workouts, which so I have this big shoot next weekend. I don't work full time. And I definitely don't thank my husband enough for working full time. And I literally had to tell my sons, like, this week I'm out. Like, I am out. I gotta, really, the last time I shot a workout DVD, I did not have 2, grown boys. And by grown, I mean like 6 and 2. But still, you know what I'm saying. So this has been a really big challenge for me to get this done, and I need this week to get ready. And I just said to my husband, thank you so much for working as hard as I'm working right now all the time, because frankly, I'm not cut out for it. Just like I know some moms aren't cut out for staying home all the time, I am not cut out to be working this intensely all the time. So I had to say a big thank you to him. And I realized as I was saying it, like, I do not say this enough. So that's number 2. Number 1, know your spouse's love language. Number 2, say thank you more often. Even if you think you're saying it enough, I know I say I love you all the time, but I love you and thank you are kind of 2 different things. At least in their minds, right? Number 3, and this is it for today, is let it go. Hey, Jenna Jeffries. Number 3 is let it go. Now, I don't think I actually come off like this, but I am actually a pretty indifferent person. And now what I mean by that is my husband has really, really strong opinions. And I do on like my work and on things that are specific to me being in charge. But I'm pretty like flexible when it comes to a lot of things, like, you know, choosing vacations, choosing like stuff for our house. I'm really pretty flexible. Like if he has a really strong opinion on something, he can convince me really easily too. But I'm pretty go with the flow. And I truly believe that somebody in the relationship has to learn to be that person. And it's not called giving in. I'm not a sucker by any means. But I do tend to be the one to let things go, because I think it makes, again, for a happier and a healthier relationship. But I'm still a strong personality. I still state my opinion. But I think, you know, maybe it's also being less selfish, which I am by nature a selfish person. And with each kid, I've become less and less selfish. You know, my husband was the first person that taught me to love somebody that much and to become a little bit less, to become more selfless. And then definitely when I became a mom, and then definitely when I had the second child, so who knows. But I think it's, you know, sometimes thinking about what's going to make my family happy as a whole. And so my third one is just learning to know when to let things go. Pick your battles, in other words. Trust me, there are plenty of battles I do pick, but there are plenty that I let go. So that's me. That's my tips for you. I know that some of those things will work for you, and some of those things you're like, Sarah, no, that would never work in my house. But I hope at least one of those you'll think about doing. And even if you think the holiday is goofy, Husband Appreciation Day, it's not really even a holiday, right? It's just a day. But maybe tell the person that you love in your life, thank you, or I love you, or whatever it is that makes both you and he or she feel good. All right, I'm vlogging. I'm vlogging every day. In April, I'm going back. I got like 30 more minutes here before I'm going back to my family to work on this project, and I will see you tomorrow. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, and I hope you have a wonderful Easter if you celebrate tomorrow. Bye.